Hey, welcome back into today's video. We're going to be talking about ProJared. It looks like video games were not the only thing that he was playing. Jared has recently been involved in some controversy where he was outed for cheating on his wife, and that was just the tip of the iceberg. If you're unfamiliar with Jared, he is a YouTuber with over 892,000 subscribers. He might have had more. Let's check Social Blade. He had a lot more. It looks as if on Thursday that he lost over 100,000 subscribers. And then on Friday, he lost over 38,000 subscribers. Jared released a statement on May 8th saying, "My wife Heidi and I have filed for a divorce. I know this may come as surprising and upsetting to you, but know that we do this so that we both seek happiness for ourselves. During this time, you may see a lot of rumors, speculation, and gossip going around. I ask that you make your own observations and come up to your own conclusions. I will add that the decision was reached after extensive individual therapy on my part and couples therapy together. With that said, this is all a plan on stating publicly regarding this matter. Heidi's privacy, mental well-being, and discretion has always been and will remain my highest priority through all of this. It is my hope that we both exit this marriage with style and grace. I plan to continue on doing everything I can do on my part to make this happen. Thank you for understanding, patience, kindness, and respect for our privacy." The most interesting part about this is he blocked his wife Heidi upon this announcement. That doesn't sound very mutual. Well, Heidi responded, "I recently learned that my husband ProJared has been having some fun with Holly Conrad behind my back for months. I have no idea what announcement he just made because he blocked me." She goes on to say, "I have proof, explicit conversations and photographs of their relationship, which he extensively lied to me on many occasions. He was promising me that he was committed to our relationship at the time and promising her he was breaking up with me. He went so far as to blame me for being suspicious and making him feel like the bad person by questioning his loyalty. He gaslit me for months, insisting that he had the bare minimum interactions with her and didn't even like her. Meanwhile, they were having fun. Jared tried very, very hard to make me feel responsible for everything that's going wrong in our relationship. He technically broke up with me in February, insisting that the only thing wrong with our marriage was me, insisting that he tried to make things work. He was unable to confess to his infidelity even when presented with proof. He squirmed in denial until the last minute, getting angry and defensive instead of apologetic. I believe he has compartmentalized his feelings, memories to suppress his guilt. He is very convincing. I spent the last year in near isolation, ostracized from Jared's friend group because he made it clear to me that I was not welcome around them even when we were still together. He had to keep me separate to keep up his lies. He told his friends a version of events that omits his infidelity and portrays me as an aggressive, unreasonable person, as though I randomly got angry and upset all the time for no reason at all. It's because he's abusing me. His statement is nothing more than an attempt to silence me before I can reveal anything. I gave him the opportunity to make a statement about his infidelity before I did. I told him it would be less embarrassing for him if he was honest, and he just owned up, but he declined. I'm honestly shocked that he posted this today because it's blatantly selfish. This isn't a mutual statement in any way. I did tell him that I wouldn't sign an NDA regarding his behavior. I've suffered enough to sell him my dignity too." I cannot believe that he tried to get her to sign an NDA. I'll be honest with you, I'm completely without words because how he came out with this statement and said it was mutual, and then she's saying the exact opposite, and then you find out that he was trying to get her to sign a non-disclosure agreement so that she wouldn't say anything that would compromise his position. Well, the person that he was allegedly cheating on her with, said this. As you can see on the statement from Jared, Holly Conrad posted, "I'm so sorry you're going through this. I'm here for you if you need me." I wonder how she feels now that Heidi's came out with her statement. Up until this point of the video, there hasn't been any evidence of Heidi's claims, but Heidi does say, "Reading the explicit messages between my husband and his mistress is an experience I would not wish on anyone. I basically discovered that they've been hooking up on their work trips since last fall and meeting together secretly since she moved here." Now this is something to note. Holly Conrad was married to Ross Donovan of Game Grumps, and they were in disagreement on moving. Apparently, they broke up in September, and then she moved in October, and this is when the affair happened. We're very unclear. If anybody has any more information on that, let me know in the comment section below. The proof I found was on his old phone dating from October to December of last year, until he got a new phone. Everything from sexual images to detailed descriptions of times they met to have fun. The depth of his capacity for deception honestly disturbs me more than the actual cheating. I didn't believe he was capable of lying like this. I had utmost faith in his moral compass and good judgment. He proved me wrong. It's important to note that the exchanges from Jared to Heidi to Holly all happened on Twitter so far that we know. But as the situation develops, I will keep you updated, so make sure your subscribe notifications turned on for that. After receiving massive amounts of hate, Holly Conrad did in fact respond saying, "If it's worth anything, you all know me. I'd never hurt anyone, and I only want the best and happiness for those around me. If you followed me for a long time, you know that. Gonna get off Twitter for a while. Peace out. I understand some stuff's going down on the internet. If you want to believe a hyperbolic statement from someone you don't know on the internet with no previous background information and use it to demonize strangers, so be it. This isn't anyone's business but theirs." And of course, this was followed by her actually deactivating her Twitter. And as we know, deactivating your social media does appear to be a great indicator of guilt. But before Holly deactivated, Heidi did respond. "Honestly, Holly Conrad, you look very ashamed and insecure in all the nudes you sent my husband. I think it would help your chronic self-esteem issues if you started messing with men that were not already married." Now this, I think this is like a little hidden hit at Holly that Heidi would only know, possibly in the exchanges of pictures back and forth between Jared and Holly. She might have mentioned in passing about her insecurities, to which Jared, I'm sure, validated. As you can see, she says chronic self-esteem issues. Now, I believe the comments about the self-esteem were probably meant to specifically hurt Holly, but I can't be sure. But I'd like to know your opinion, so let me know below. A lot of people were trying to line up the dates because Holly was married to Ross Donovan, and it was only in around September, October where they were officially divorced, I'm told, and it was supposed to be something to do with issues with not agreeing on the spot that they were moving to. But rumor on the street has that Holly moved close to Jared, and that's when they started the affair. Ross has said that him and Holly were already divorced and that he's moved on with his life, stating on Twitter, "Thanks for the kind words. Please understand I'd rather not get involved. I've long since moved on and have a new life. At this point, it has nothing to do with me. Rather not deal with this. Thanks for understanding. I just want to continue making art and helping others to do the same." Because I know this is going to blow up, and due to the nature of the drama online, I want to play you all by instead talking about my favorite animated series on YouTube. So I like the way he takes all this negativity and this drama, he takes the time to turn it into a moment to spread a little bit of positivity. I think it's very ingenious that he did that. But the drama did not end there, as when these allegations came out that ProJared was doing this, it let a lot of people down, and that's enough in itself. But things really started hitting the fan when other people started coming forward with some serious allegations. This was sent to me on Twitter. It is a screenshot from Twitter user named Che in a now deleted post that exposes Jared, saying that ProJared manipulated me via Tumblr when I was 16. I believe Heidi, and I believe every other victim. Feel free to retweet and spread awareness of these actions. I won't be answering any questions, not today. I will put the link for this in the description below if you guys want to read on to that. To make matters worse, someone else outed Jared for doing the same type of manipulation while she was also underage. I wanted to note this real quick so you guys would not be confused. Twitter user Che identified as a female during the exchanges between her and Jared at the time. Currently, they identify as a boy. So try to keep that in mind as we move forward. Twitter user Charlie comes out and says, I'm going to come out with my experience with Jared. I will be posting evidence in this thread. I'm not going to go through this whole thread because there's some very lewd photos of Jared, and I don't really want to see him again, but I'll put it in the description below so you can see them for yourself. Tread carefully. It involves a succubus. Hi, so my friend Shay just came out and posted his story on Twitter, so I figured I'd do the same. I'm the other person he mentioned in the post. I do have evidence, but please understand that a lot of this is very personal. I'm not comfortable with releasing it all as of yet. I will be putting some of it in this thread. When I was around the same age as Shay, 15 or 16, I was a really big fan of ProJared. He was funny and seemed harmless, and of course, I thought it was funny when he posted all the time to send nudes on Tumblr. I thought it was a joke at first. This was not a joke. It was very serious, and this Twitter thread goes on to expose that not only was he asking for nudes from his fans, but he had multiple blogs dedicated to this type of thing. This is a screen cap on Jared's Tumblr. As you can see, somebody asked, didn't you make a blog once? Which he says, I have 7 blogs at the moment. So try to put yourself in the shoes of this person. You're talking to someone that you look up to, and you're getting the attention, and it can be overwhelming. And then they start saying stuff about what kind of moods they're in. Probably the most manipulative part about it is that he said that his wife Heidi was complicit in this, and then Heidi sort of explains how she was complicit because it was all about body positivity, but then Jared took it a little bit further, lied to Heidi, started saying that he deleted it, and then was hiding things behind her back, and even made an explicit Snapchat, 18 plus Snapchat, that he didn't tell her about, which she goes on to explain, saying, it's also true that he's been soliciting nudes from his fans for years. I was there in the beginning. It was just a joke on Tumblr. Then it was its own Tumblr account just for nudes. It was a body positive space for consenting adults, and I approved on that basis. It kept escalating secretly. He started a Snapchat for getting nudes from fans without even telling me. I found out via fan comment. I felt pressured to allow it even though I was uncomfortable. Anytime I gave him an inch, he took a mile. I believe that he shut it down in 2017, I think, but now I have reason to believe it continued for long after that. If you have information or were involved in this, I would like to know what really happened. I know a lot of fans participated. And like I said, I'm going to put all the links for these Twitter threads in the description below. There's a lot of fans that have came forward on this as well. And again, I'm not going to show any of the images or anything like that because I feel like...
No.
For the record, I'm not mad at any fans for sending him raunchy images. Jared was the one who was responsible for being honest with me, which he failed to do. No one else is to blame. I used to think that among consenting adults it was fine. Now I see it as an abuse of power for him to intentionally manipulate anyone, to show him their naked body on the basis that he's a popular internet man. I would like to apologize for my role in enabling this. I think that's a super responsible thing for her to do, to own up to that, and it is. It doesn't matter if it's consenting adults. It is an abuse of power and a irresponsible abuse of power. And this whole situation runs pretty deep, and the more you look into it, there's so many different avenues. Jared's in the process of currently being let go from a lot of different partners and companies. YouTube Collective Normal Boots has parted ways with ProJared following allegations made by his wife, Heidi. In a series of tweets, Farrell claimed that ProJared had been soliciting nude photographs from his fans while also having an affair with a fellow YouTuber, Holly Conrad. I could see 100% why Normal Boots would want to part ways, because you're this company and you find out one of your content creators is asking the fans that look up to you, that trust in your company, and you don't want to be a part of that. I can see that 100%. They released a statement in a tweet. On April 4th of 2019, an unsolicited email was sent to the Normal Boots business account containing allegations of inappropriate contact pertaining to Jared Knabenbauer. Upon receiving the email, Normal Boots' manager took immediate action to alert the appropriate parties, including Knabenbauer and Normal Boots' legal team, of the allegations. No other members of Normal Boots were made aware of the allegations while the investigation into the allegations was ongoing. Normal Boots understands the seriousness of the situation and does not condone any of the alleged actions of Mr. Knabenbauer. Prior to these allegations being made public, actions and measures were put in place to terminate the affiliation of Mr. Knabenbauer from Normal Boots and to update its internal social media use policies. Mr. Knabenbauer and Normal Boots have mutually agreed to part ways. Then they go on to talk about how they don't condone any of the actions. I think it's definitely appropriate for them to part ways. I think at this point we know that it was not mutual. But as I said, the seriousness of these allegations keep getting worse and worse, and I think that if a formal investigation goes into this, there's probably going to be a lot more found, and I'm sure that a lot more people are going to come forward. I'm sure that even people that watch my video are probably going to reach out to me, and if that happens, I'll let you guys know. Because as interesting as it is, there's always something that's more interesting to me. That's right, you guessed it. I want to know what you think. So why don't you go ahead and leave your creative and interesting responses in the comment box below. Thumbs up, dislikes. As always, brothers and sisters, I will see you in the next video. Whew, that's a lot of Twitter reading. It takes a lot of maturity and a lot of responsibility to have these large platforms, and it always makes me very, very upset to hear of anybody abusing their platform in this way. And I think it's always a good win when stuff like this is found out and brought to light. I mean, that's why we make videos. That's why we have a voice. So we keep fighting the good fight. Now, I do want to say that all of these things are allegations, and nothing has been proven in a court of law. But if that does happen, you'll hear it here. Because I know that you're repping, if you're not repping, you're Greg. And how do you do that? All you gotta do is subscribe, notifications turned on, be in the comment section to every single video, because I'm gonna be there, Greg the Cat's gonna be there, and the rest of the Red Sox community as well. And I expect to see you there too, because this channel loves you. Now I gotta work on the James Charles video. Heidi ripped him a new one.